one, of course, to all of my lovely shamanic vixens, freaks, and weirdos out there. Of course, it's me. I'm so tired. No, it's me, of course, Auric Obscura, and this is part 3 of the test. The game where I'm just hoeing it up 24/7. No. But hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, I missed you guys, man. Let me tell you. Um man, let me tell you, this cold and flu, man, it really got me. It got me, bro. It got me, bro. No. But of course, guys, this is part 3, and we're going to play a little bit more. I'm sorry about all of the delays. But now it's time for, once again, Shamanic Goth. Alright, let's get back to it. So, this is part 3, and question is, do you exercise often and stay active? Yeah, I really should. I'm lazy as fuck, man. That's something that I need to work on. Like, I procrastinate way too fucking much, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, bro. So I would have to say no. All right, let's continue here. Is there a particular type of food that you despise? Yeah, the food that I don't like is food that I can't afford. No, no, I'm joking, totally joking, guys. Food is expensive as fuck. Like, I mean, it depends, right, where you live in the world, but I mean, I've just been reading so many articles about, the cost of groceries going up. It's like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, but the food I really don't like, I hate fucking black licorice. Um, anything that's really, like, really bitter. I don't mind, like, semi bitter, but, like, oh man, I hate coffee that has, like, no fucking flavoring. Ugh, that's the fucking worst. So yeah, there's tons of food I fucking despise. Would you consider yourself emotionally wounded? Yeah, I would say so. Cause like you guys know, like I was a product of just so much bullying and fucking teasing for most of my life. It sucks. So yeah, I understand why there's been popularity with VTubers and what they call faceless content creation. I understand why a lot of people are doing it because here's the thing, guys. Like, when you don't fit the beauty standard, you get bullied and picked on a lot. It fucking sucks. And of course, yeah, there's always exception to the rule, but like, if you don't fit the beauty standard, it's like half of your life you're just made fun of for it. Like, if you're plus size, people are telling you to lose weight, and then if you're too skinny, then people are telling you to gain weight. So this is why, guys, it's so important. It is a journey, right, to love yourself. But this is why it's so important to love yourself, man. To really build that foundation, especially early on in life. Because once you're confident in yourself, like, no one can make you feel like shit. You know what I mean? Like, you feel so confident, you feel so beautiful in yourself, that you don't have time to think about that energetic emotional negativity. But yeah, I am really emotionally wounded. It's something that I've been working on in my shadow work sessions, so that way I can truly feel more and more happier about myself. Have you ever felt betrayed? Oh yeah, like so many fucking times, man. It's like so many people, in my life, throughout my life so far, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I love you, Auric. You're the fucking best." And then, I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much for your kindness." And then I come and find out a couple months down the line they didn't like me, you know. And I think this is the reason why so many people I've noticed are becoming more and more introverted. Like I get it. Like I totally get it, man. I totally get it. Do you ever feel lost in life? Yeah, I do. Because it's like so many times people, right, in your life, sometimes they want you to like follow, this like blueprint, right? It's like, yeah, do this, do that, and then you'll be successful, right? And then what really fucking sucks, right, is when you do all that shit and then you get, older in life and you're like, oh, this didn't fucking benefit me at all. Man, I wasted my fucking life. Like that's how I feel sometimes. Is like I thought I did all the right things in life and I still feel like I'm just not there. But this is where, that saying, you gotta turn that frown upside down. It's like you gotta start finding that confidence in yourself, and you have to learn how to really organically love yourself, because there's gonna be times, guys, where I've learned that in my own life, where you may not have friends, or yeah, it really sucks, like, so you have to learn, that's the first thing I kind of learned, you know you have to be your own best friend sometimes, but yeah, I do feel lost in life sometimes, yeah. Okay, give me a moment here, guys. I'm gonna get some water here. My throat is dry like a motherfucker. I am back, my gothic darlings. Of course, my throat was super dry, so I had to quench my thirst. We're back. The test. No, I just like sounding real smooth like that, bro. No, so I'm gonna be like making tea, guys, while I'm playing the game here. I just got some really cool like rose, hibiscus, berry tea, and I've never had it cold. Usually, when it comes to I love drinking tea and doing like tea meditations and all that kind of cool stuff. Um, so what I was doing was I was like, let me make a cold tea. Let me make a cold tea brew. Cause I've never really like made a cold tea before. I've never really tried cold tea. Cause like I said, I usually drink more warm tea. But that's besides the point. All right, so let's get back to it here. Would you consider yourself a natural leader? Hmm, that's a good question. Let me reflect. Let me think about it for a second. Am I a natural leader? That's a good question. No, but overall, guys, man, that's these are some tough questions, man. Like some of these questions, they're like what they call it, like balls to the wall. Like you got and you gotta be honest. Now, okay, thinking about it, right? I feel that I am a natural born leader, right? But the challenge for me is I've never really in my life been in a position where people like trust me to be a leader. You know? Like, hey, what's up? We got Venom. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's just I wonder that. It's like it's you see, this is the thing that's hard, guys, about being human, right? It's like people want for you to be a leader. They want for you to develop leadership skills. You learn this all throughout, higher education and even the first half of your education if you decide to go the college route. I started playing this, my friend, like 4 days ago, and then I got sick as fuck and now I'm back into it. So I think hopefully we're headed towards the end of this game, but we'll see. And the cool thing about the test is this game it changes every time you play it. So it seems like you get like different answers from what I was reading. So yeah, it's a pretty rad game, and it's also if you are someone that makes faceless content or you're a VTuber, whatever name you want to describe yourself. This game is great to start off with, because it also uh, it gives like insight into your personality, as a VTuber and stuff, and it just it helps people to really like get to know like your inner psyche, and yeah, it's really fun. So welcome, appreciate you being here, of course. But yeah, see, that's the tough thing about being a leader. It's like, I don't know, in my life I've never really been put in that leadership position, but then people still expect me to be a leader. You know what I like? You guys know exactly what I mean. Okay, I'll give a classic example, right? So, like, you're at work, right? And then people are like, hey, we see that, you have natural leadership skills. And you're like, oh shit, like, I have natural leadership skills. Oh my gosh, like, and it puts like a pep in your step. And then as the months, as the years go by, you're like, will I ever be in a managerial position? And then they keep gaslighting you. They keep gaslighting you, like, you'll get there, you'll get there. And then you look back and you've worked for this company for like 25 years and you're like, oh fuck, they just keep gaslighting me. Well, it's time for retirement. Like that's literally it. But no, I don't play Forza, my friend. The games that I tend to play is stuff like this. I play a lot of psychological stuff. I play JRPGs. I play visual novels, adventure games. Stuff that's more cozy and comfortable. As you see myself today, I have my cozy mug and my great gothic attire. Just trying to be comfortable. No, I'm so extra, but all right. So yeah, would I consider myself a leader? Yeah, but not in like, that's the thing I've learned too is like to answer this question, it's hard because it's like you don't want to come off like egotistical or it's like, oh, I'm a natural leader, of course. Oh, you do some cool art stuff. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you guys like if there's ever like cool art shit that you guys do, definitely just let us know what your social media is, and people of course can check it out and all that good stuff. But yeah, so do I have natural leader skill? Yeah, I would say I do. It's just it would be great if one day I would be able to actually be in a position to be a leader. But we'll get there someday. We'll get there someday. Okay, so you are on IG. Add me, bro. Yeah, I'll have to definitely. I'll definitely have to check it out. When I can. Of course, that's cool. Add me, bro. I love that. It's add me, bro. All right, so yeah, I would say I was a leader, but hopefully not in an egotistical way. If you could push a button and destroy the world, would you press it? Damn, like that that just went from from leadership skills to destroy the world. It's like, oh my gosh, how morbid. No, I've been watching a lot of those. I'm not sure if you guys are, of course, familiar with that, like John Hamm meme, the woo, like that one. And so people have made like really fun dark humor memes. They're like, yeah, dark humor memes. There we go. And they're just like, waiting for the apocalypse. Yes, like I've been laughing at those because they're so funny, man. I've been cackling. I was like, yes, the apocalypse, the ultimate retirement plan. No, that's terrible. That's horrible. All right. So yeah, all right. So okay, let me make sure I write this down. I have to, check out some of your cool art stuff. Yeah, I like checking out like artwork and shit. That's always fun. So, okay, let me do that. See if I can get my fucking pen to work. See, that's the thing. It's like when you need your pens to work, they never fucking do. It's just how life is, When you want stuff to work, it never fucking works out. No, golf joke. Yeah, I'm pretty gothic on here, guys. You'll have to pardon me. All right, so let me make sure I write this down. Yeah, I have to check it out. But yeah, thanks for, of course, checking out the stream. Of course, I appreciate it. I do. Thank you. Cool. All right, so if I could push a button to just create the apocalypse. No, that's horrible. To start the rise of the Dark Army. No, okay, that's horrible. Would I press it? No, man. Can you imagine, guys, if people found out that you were the one that started the fucking apocalypse? That'd be awful. It's like, it was you! You were the one. I'm so fucked. Gotta run. It's like, oh man. Yeah, bros, I don't think I'm not pressing that shit. I don't want that responsibility on my ass. Do you sometimes dream of being a hero? I like being the villain. No, that's horrible. Golf joke. No, honest truth though, being the hero is a lot of fucking pressure, man. I think maybe this is why, like, growing up, I was always fond of, like, the villains. Because here's the thing, guys, about villains. Not all villains are evil, okay? Like, not all villains are bad people. I think they get to that point because there's something maybe that happened in their life where they're just like, I'm fucking tired, and then that's where they start developing the villainous ways. But I always tell people, like, always check out villain or like origin stories. So um for those of you who are like anime fans and things like that, they have many mangas and different series that focus on that, like the origin of the villain. And then you like read it or you watch the anime and you're like, oh, that person wasn't really bad at all. It's just they had a lot of shit that happened in their life that made them get to that point. Now, do I agree being a villain is the right thing to do? No, that's not always the best. And yeah, there are different alternate universes, right? Especially with superheroes and things where people are cheering more for the villain than the hero. But to be a hero, guys, it makes you a hero and an anti-hero at the same time, because you'll have people who will not like you because you're choosing to be the hero and to do the right thing. We see this all the time, right? In like the Superman universe, Superman is always conflicted. He's like, especially when he was younger, like if you guys watched like Smallville and shit like that, like Superman's not fucking perfect, man. He's not. He has moments where he's like, should I give up on this superhero thing? Should I? But what motivates him, is when he sees the, I would say, the benefit of the work that he does. But to really be a hero, guys, it's a full-time fucking job and it's not easy. But I always make the joke that I would be a good villain. Just like if I was doing like a TV show or something, I wouldn't want to be an actual villain. No, that doesn't sound like a good time. So I would say no. Being the hero is a lot of fucking work. Have you ever been bullied? I think I've talked about it this entire stream. Like the first three parts of this stream. Yeah, I have pretty much been bullied most of my life, and yeah, it's not a good time, guys. Being the product of being teased and ridiculed for everything that you are really fucking sucks. So yeah, I've been bullied a lot, unfortunately. Have you ever bullied someone else? Ooh, no. Yeah, I have been a bully too, but I think it was just because I was getting tired. I think everyone has experienced that, where it's like you get bullied so much that you yourself become like the anti-hero. And a perfect example of this too is like I would say like the Punisher, right? Because like the Punisher is punishing, right, people that made his life difficult. Is it right? No, right? In that context, but um when you get bullied, eventually people want to not fight back, I would say physically, but they do want to fight back against the opposition of being bullied. And sometimes it sucks. Sometimes, yeah, you end up having to defend yourself because the bullying is getting so bad that, yeah, you have to stand up for yourself. But I'm someone, I am not the type that I would be fighting back and condoning that, because fighting like that, it just results in further problems. But that's just me. Everyone's different. But yeah, I don't like to condone fighting, because it's like you don't want to fight to the point where you are getting hurt, and medical bills are expensive as fuck. So yeah, so I have bullied others, but it was just because I was being bullied too. And when you become the bully, guys, you realize that this is not a life path that is great. Being the bully your entire life, it's emotionally draining, and some people do it as a defense mechanism. So it's not that bullies are, all just, maliciously evil, bad people. It's sometimes it's because of a product of their environment. Maybe they've been bullied, so then they do it to others so that, it brings some peace and solace. It's not right though. Bullying doesn't get you anywhere in life, guys. It's a shitty thing to do, like for real. Would you consider yourself to be a dreamer? Yeah, I fantasize a lot, even though I have aphantasia, which is a form of mental. They call it like mind blindness. It's like a mental blindness of the mind. I still like I still dream, but I dream more in like a commentary of words. It's very interesting. So, yeah, I would say I'm a dreamer. Do you sometimes hurt people's feelings unintentionally? Damn, man, I gotta keep it real today. No, that's horrible. Do I intentionally hurt people's feelings? Gosh damn, this game is real. You have to be 100% honest. Yeah, sometimes people have hurt me, and then I've wanted to hurt them emotionally the same way, so that they know how it feels. Like it's not right, guys. This is shit you do not do this shit. Um, so there were times that people would bully me and make fun of me, and then I would say something back just to really, really, really hurt them, and and then it resulted that nothing got resolved, and then I ended up looking like the asshole in the end. So yeah, I have done that. I think everyone in life has experienced that, like someone is bullying me, so I want for them to feel the same way that I feel every fucking day. I would go to class, or every day, like I want for them to feel that way. It's not, and I don't think, guys, it's out of evilness necessarily. I think when you are a product of bullying, eventually, it's like a pressure cooker. The pressure cooker is gonna go off, and then you're like, you know what? I want these bullies to also feel the way that I feel, every day. And then when that happens, then that's when sometimes these people they stop, because they're like, oh yeah, that doesn't feel right to be bullied like that. And then other times it can have an adverse. See, this is why bullying is not good, period. Because it always has this adverse effect where it ends up someone or multiple people end up getting emotionally hurt in the end. So it's just not worth it, man. So, all right. So, okay. So, do you hurt people's feelings? Yeah, I said I've done that before, so I'll say yes. I gotta keep it honest. Do you find space fascinating? Yeah, space is pretty cool, but man, like you gotta have a lot of balls to go up in space, though. Like for real. I'm not sure if you guys remember that time. I think like Lady Gaga said that, she wanted to like be the first person to do it. It was her or someone like that, and they wanted to go up into space, and then they were like, "Oh, that's what is space is about." Never mind. Yeah, space is dangerous as fuck, guys. Like you gotta really know what you're doing. Even when you know what you're doing, it's like you have to expect the unexpected. Like that's why I tell people, it's like watch Star Trek, watch Star Wars. Like space is not, as kumbaya as you would expect. There's fucking asteroids out there. There's the different planets, or planets, they all got different atmospheres and shit. So it's like, it's you gotta be aware of space. There's comets and asteroids. It's cool shit, but it's like space also can, it can be dangerous. So I mean, I understand it's cool, if you want to go out in space and do a music concert, but you gotta think about your health and your fucking safety. You know what I mean? So yeah, space is cool, but it can be dangerous too. Would you consider yourself to be an artiste? Artiste, an artist, huh? I would consider myself to be more of what I like to call being a grayscale pro creator. You guys will see in the future, I do a lot of Procreate shit. I just like coloring like gothic digital like coloring pages and things like that. And guys, I have so many really cool artists that I'll be like introducing you guys like their digital like artwork and stuff. They're so fucking cool. So I can't wait um to share that with you. But yeah, I'm more into like grayscale and then I color it. I also am really into AI. Ooh, I said AI. Ooh, no, I'm playing. I'm just being an asshole. Uh, it's like as soon as you say AI, then people want to roast your ass in that comment section. Gosh damn, no. But no, I understand the pros and cons of, AI, but this is just my opinion. I don't think AI takes away from the artist process. I think once you kind of learn the ins and outs of AI artistry, I think it can help with the artist process. But there's always been this battle, right, of on excuse me, on social media of like traditional artists versus the AI innovation artists, and I feel both are valid. That's just me. I mean, I grew up, learning both traditional and the more digital art. But here's the thing, guys. One thing I'm learning is I'm an old broad. So as you get older, you start to realize that you just start to realize that you're like, oh, my hands, they're not working the way they used to. And doing traditional art, it can put some, strain on your hands over the years, depending on the art that you're doing, right? And I'm more of an art hobbyist, so I'm not like an art professional. So, for me, I'm kind of looking at it, at a different perspective. But yeah, I would consider myself to be an artist, but I'm more of like a grayscale pro creator colorizer. I like to use AI as like a color base or inspiration. Because when you have aphantasia like myself, like I said, guys, I have, like brain blindness in a way, mental blindness. So it's like I can't visualize like how a lot of you fine artists, are able to. So I have to use like reference photos to help me get inspiration. And I'm what's called a clair tangent artist. So, and like empath as well. So a lot of the ways that I color are based on my emotions and the commentary that comes in words in my mind. It's I'll have to like show you guys how I color for it to like make sense and all that good stuff. So yeah, I would say I am that artiste in that way. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? Nah, I'm a piece of shit friend. Like guys, like I said, being an empath, all I like to do is just, keep to the energy of myself. And here's the thing, guys, I know throughout this stream and answering these questions, it may sound like, I don't like people. I like getting to know people, but it takes me some time to warm up to people just because of what I've been through. So, it's not that, I'm not like talkative or like if I wasn't talkative, I wouldn't be doing this. But I, have just dealt with just so many people like judging me to the point where it's like I've kind of become how I would just say I like to take my time, to get to know people. I think that's just what comes with the territory of being an empath. It's not that you don't like people, but it just takes me some time to warm up to people. I have a very kind of stoic personality at first, and then I warm up, so a lot of times, when it comes to like my friends or my comrades, they'll say that like, oh, when I first met you, you were like really fucking cold, or like, I just feel you just don't open up. And it's like, well, I gotta get to know you first before I like, fucking open up my heart and shit. Because I am emotionally sensitive, so it's like I've just kind of learned through the years of this thing called life, that yeah, I just prefer to take time to get to know people. Like this is the reason why I understand why like demisexuality has blown the fuck up now, because a lot of people are like that. They want to really build. Being demisexual means you build an emotional connection, to like get to know someone before you feel attraction. But demisexuality it's a wide spectrum. Like some people are sapiosexual, where they become attracted to someone based on their intelligence first before their appearance, as an example. So it's a spectrum, but I see why it's growing, in popularity, because yeah, it's just, sometimes it's like you don't want to be that person where you open up to people so quick, because that's where I've learned in my own life personally, that's where people take advantage of you, because they know that, oh, you have a really really good heart, so like I can like emotionally drain you, so please guys, protect your heart, really, there's nothing wrong with you being that type of person, that you take your time to, get to know people. So yeah, I am a piece of shit friend. I really am, because it's like it's just hard for me to like open up to people because of what I've been through. Would you consider yourself to be flawed? Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm flawed as fuck. Have you ever fantasized about being a supervillain or performing heinous, egregious crime? Gosh damn. Like, no. No, I'm joking. No. Nah, guys. Nah. Nah. I mean, I joke about being a supervillain, but nah, not doing heinous, egregious crime. Hell fucking no. Do you believe in perfection? Yeah, I am a perfectionist. That probably explains why I don't have many friends. And then for me, I think I'm a perfectionist at a fault, where it's like I'm a perfectionist, and then I also feel like I have to be in control, because I think, like, reflecting on it, I think for the first half of my life, I just felt like I had like no control over my life, and it was just like people constantly telling me, like what to do, and being bossed around all the time, for most of my, like, for some parts of my life, on and off. So I think that's why I became a perfectionist, not in the sense of me being perfect all the time, but me just wanting to have 110% control over every aspect of my life, so that way I don't feel like I'm being, emotionally taken advantage of. So yeah, I would say yes. Have you ever stolen from someone? No, that's terrible. That's terrible. Oh my gosh, that's a terrible fucking question. No. Okay, so have I ever stolen? Not in the context of like stolen like that. Um, but stolen can mean a lot of things. It's not just like physical, like, stealing, right? It could also be emotional stealing, where it's like, um, you decide to, um, like, I would say you decide to like just, let's say you're in a group of friends, right? And then you know how in a group of friends eventually there are people who really like vibe with each other, and then that person's like, wait a minute, you stole my friend. So I think, to me, that's how I would pose this question, because I would never do that. I would never do egregious, supervillain shit. So have I stolen from someone? I would have to say yes, in regards to, like, sometimes this would happen. I would be in groups of friends and, stuff like that. And then I would really hit it off with someone. And then I completely forgot, like, oh, wait a minute, we're in a group of friends. Like, I should be a more emotionally, sensitive to, everyone's needs in the friendship group. So I would say, in regards to that context, yes, but no, I have not done like super villain stolen shit like that. No, 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 not good to do stuff like that. Oh, oh my god, this is horrendous, guys. Would you ever kill someone under any circumstances? Oh my gosh. Hmm. I shouldn't even be thinking. No, that's horrible. It reminds me of that game Dump and Rampa, you know? If you guys have not played those games, please do. They're fucking amazing. Would I ever kill someone? No. Okay, you don't want that karma if you think about that, right? You know, killing someone like that's horrible. Like, no, 0 out of 10. I would not do that shit. Nah, not recommended, my friends. If you had one day to live, would you tell anyone? Not really, because it's like, if I have one day to live, then this is just my mindset. Like, no one's gonna give a fuck, so no, I wouldn't tell anyone. You know, what is, you know, what is, whatevs, right? Have you ever told your darkest secrets to someone? Hmm. My darkest secret. No, I haven't. Because you know what? It's hard to trust people. You know, it's like, I don't know, guys. I know I sound like I'm just like a bitter, crotchety bitch. You know, like, that's probably what I am. All jokes aside. No, I wouldn't share my darkest secrets with anyone because here's the thing, guys. It's like, it's I don't know, man. There's very few people in the world that you can really trust with that type of shit. So it's like, I mean, if I had those type of secrets, I would just keep it to my fucking self, like, honest truth. Do you trust me even though you know nothing about me? Nah, I don't fucking trust you now. Do you know who I am? Not really. Well, I know who you are. If I appeared behind you right now, would you scream? Hell fucking yeah, I would. I'd shit my pants. Yeah, you know, I'm at that point in life, guys. You know, I gotta start wearing those diapers, you know? No, it's horrible. If I told you that I've been behind you this entire time, would that scare you? Yeah, I would shit my pants. Would you consider yourself to be empathetic? Yeah, I am a major empath. Like, this is the reason why I keep to the energy of myself, my friends. It's like, I'm not, like, I know, like, throughout this gameplay of the test, right? I sound so fucking heartless and, you know, I'm a bitter, crotchety bitch, you know? Um, but deep down inside, I have a little bit of a soft side, but, you know, I've just kind of learned to open that up only to people who really care about me, like people where their words and actions and all that shit, you know, aligns, and you know, we vibe, and you know, that kind of shit. But yeah, I am such an empath, like, you know, and it's tough, guys, when you're an empath, because when you're out in the world, it's like you feel the emotions of like you feel the emotions of everything. So this is the reason why, when you're an empath, you eventually you have to get training to help protect your emotional energy, so that way when you go out into the real world, you're not so emotionally sensitive like that. Like, because like I remember when I first started my spiritual journey, I was really like emotionally, like a really emotionally sensitive. Um, and now what I've kind of learned now through techniques of, you know, amazing mentors that I've met and teachers that I've had, to really, you know, that's something as an empath, or if you're just a spiritual, you know, person in general, that's the first thing that you will learn, is you have to learn how to shield and ground and protect your emotional energy. You know, it's so important, or else it's like, for me, what happened was I just felt emotionally overwhelmed, and you know, it was not a good time. So, you know, of course, you know, I'm still, you know, learning my spirituality, and you know, understanding my spiritual, talents and things like that. But the first thing that I had to learn is to really be in control of the sensitivity of my emotions, being empathic. So yeah, so I am definitely a fucking empath. That's for damn sure. Would you consider yourself to be romantic? I'm a bitch. No, play. No, I am. I love romance. I'm such a gushy goosh for that. As gothic as I am, I love like gothic romance movies, like Crimson Peak and Dark Shadows and like stuff like that. I love the Adams Family, Morticia and Gomez hashtag relationship fucking goals. Um, yeah, I've always liked romance. I have tons of romance books, but I've always stuck to like historical romance, paranormal, anything with like, dragons, shapeshifter daddies, and werewolves. And guys, I read this gargoyle romance novel. It was called Titan. It was the sexiest fucking thing I ever read. I gave zero fucks. I was like, this gargoyle is hot as fuck. Like, I don't give a shit. like it was so good. It was so good. Shout outs to the dragon shapeshifter romance community. Fucking love you guys. Fucking love you guys. But yeah, I do talk about romance genre here on the show. So I review paranormal, like short dramas. I love a good mafia romance. Fuck yes. I love a good mafia romance. Like that's all I fucking watch is like mafia short drama romances and the paranormal ones too. And yeah, it's a good fucking time. Romantic as fuck. But still dark and gothic on the inside. No, that's horrible. Have you ever been in a physical fight? Yes, unfortunately I have. It was when I was growing up actually, and this person pissed me the fuck off, and yeah, it was on, man. Yeah, it was on a little bit, but then in the end I learned, fighting is not the answer. Physical fighting, like it's not the answer. It really, for me, what I learned is and then it ended up, for me, I ended up looking like the supervillain for like the rest of my educational year. But yeah, it's not something I'm proud of, but it was something that I learned. I learned huge lesson from that. And this is why, I tend to try to resolve, conflict with my communication style. Um, like that's the first thing I learned from Jackie Chan is, the first the first lesson of martial arts is to run. So but and I understand sometimes you have to fight in defense, like you're trying to save your fucking life. Okay, I understand that shit. But to fight just to fight, yeah, it's not fucking worth it, man. That's just me though. All right, and give me one moment here, guys. I'm gonna get some fucking hydration in this bitch. Be right back. Alright, guys, I am back. Sorry about that. I broke my tea bag when I was trying to fix it. I was like, damn it. So I gotta fix it again, and then I fixed it again, and now I had to put some Carmex on my lips. My lips dry as fuck, guys. You know, to do VTubing, guys, it's not as it's not easy, or PNG tubing too, because you're talking for like long periods of time. But I digress. I am back. Let me. Oh my gosh, I had to turn off my heater. It's like freaking hot, sweating this bitch. Okay, no. All right. So, are you prone to headaches or migraines? Yes, I am. I get them ever so often. Um, it's so fucking bad. My head, it'd be throbbing. It's awful. Do you look at the ground when you walk? Do I look at the ground when I walk? Yeah, I do. I'm so socially awkward, man. I can be at times. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody, so I'm just gonna look down or put on my earbuds, listen to some good goth music, right? So awkward. I so am. Are you attracted to the opposite sex? Hmm. Let me think about it. Da 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 ba ba da 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 da. No. Am I attracted to the opposite sex? Man, see, that's a tough question, and you know why? It's like when I look at like my dating history or like romance history, right? It's like, I don't know. It's like, like for me, this is the way I look at love, guys, is I like who likes me, and that's just, who I am, so it's like I like who likes me. Like that's just how I feel. Cuz see, this is a tough question to answer, because you like saying the opposite, cuz see, sexuality now is like a spectrum, right? So there's so, like, when it comes to sexuality and romantic orientations, as they're called now, um yeah, it's very hard to answer that. So, like, okay, this is how I see it. So if you look at romance as a spectrum, then this question would be no. Because then, like, I'll give an example, like pansexuality, right? Like, pansexuality is defined as you just like who likes you. You may have your preferences, right? But you just like who likes you. And of course, I can't, speak for all romantic or sexual, orientation. So if you just vibing and you like who you like, whether you like the opposite sex or not, then the answer is going to be no, right? But if you think of sexuality in regards to, like, let's say you're cis, right? Cisgendered, or like I would say heterosexual, right? Then this is going to be yes. All right. So for me, I would say no, because I be vibing, I just like who likes me. So that's how I would answer this question. Would you ever shave your head? Nah, I would look ugly as fuck like that. Are you attracted to muscle daddies? No. I really wish the question was worded that way. Yeah, I do like I like a muscular daddy. I appreciate, like, I'm not sure, guys, if you guys have seen those like restaurants in like Asia, like in like Japan, for example, and they have the buffest daddies and muscle mamas you will ever see in your life. I just be drooling. I'm just like, damn. All right, looking good. All right. I see you. You're looking good, man. No. So yeah, I like the muscle. The muscle, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you ever dance when no one's looking? Yeah, I do. I don't give a fuck. I do. I be shaking that ass. Do you trust your bestie friend entirely? Yeah, I trust my best friend. I fucking love them. My best friend is, my heart, and they're like one of the very few people that, get to really see my true personality, and I can really trust them like that and open up. Yeah, so shout outs to my bestie. Fucking love you. Do you remember your childhood extremely well? Yeah, I do, because I don't know, fucking bullied all the time. So I remember it very well, unfortunately. Fucking bullying, man. Would you rob a bank if you could get away with it? Nah, bruh. Who got time for that? Nobody got time for that. I'm not sure, guys. There is a very iconic movie. You guys should watch it. It's called Set It Off. That's the number one reason why you should not rob a fucking bank. So, absolutely not. Mm-mm. No, bitch. Do you ever dream about running from a killer? Hmm. No, I haven't, and I never would. That'd be scary as fuck, bro. Do you ever dream about falling off of a cliff? Hmm. Falling off of a cliff. No, I have not actually. Nah. Do you ever dream about being naked in public? Yeah, that I have. Shout outs to the nudists. Love ya. No, but yeah, there are times where I'm like, yeah, you know what? It would be nice if you could just, just be naked. And fuck clothes, man. Clothes, they're expensive, fucking overrated. No, no, I would cause car accidents with my naked ass. So yeah, but I've dreamt of that. It sounds fun, right? Do you enjoy scary movies and books? Hell fucking yeah, I do. I mean, that's why I, started Shamanic Goth was to, celebrate my love of the horror, the kooky and the spooky. Of course. I really love like gothic horror, romantic horror stuff, and just horror comedy. I really wish they would make more horror comedy stuff because horror can be funny, like for real. Do I, and speaking of that, do I enjoy comedic television shows or movies? Hell fucking yes, I do. All right. Do you like being the center of attention? Yeah, I'm a whore, so yeah. I'm like, just hoeing it up. No, all jokes aside, I do like being the center of attention, but at the same time, I don't. You know how some people are like that, where they're just like, yeah, I love the spotlight's on me, bitch. Like, come on. If you do social media, you definitely love being the center of attention, whether you want to admit it to yourself or not. But at the same time, it's like, it depends on the conditions for me, because there's sometimes I don't. There's sometimes where I like to just, be in the shadows, woo, that kind of thing, goth joke. But yeah, I do like being the center of attention sometimes, especially if it's something I'm good at. I'm like, fuck yeah. Do you feel like something is always watching you? I always feel like somebody's watching me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, that's a good song though. Do I feel like yeah, sometimes I do, because here's the thing, guys, like when you're a spiritual baddie and you feel that connection to the spirit, like the spirit world, the spirit realm, or whatever, you do feel like something's always watching. You do feel that, or like you feel like, like, oh, sometimes it's just, your ancestors, or like your spirit squad, as I like to call them. So it's not that you're always being watched, like, you know what I mean, but it's just you feel the, like, when you're a spiritual baddie like that, you can feel that presence. So yeah, I do feel that. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go in space? Yeah, I would. That would be interesting how that would be like. Have you ever had a out of body experience? No, I have not, and I would not want to. There's something called like astral projecting, and I've heard that that can be fucking wild experience. But some people, they're experts at it, but I would never do that shit. I would be scared as fuck, but that's just me. So I would say no. Have, have you ever punched a nun? No, no. All right, sweet baby Jesus, I would not. Like, Jesus would kick my ass if I did that. So no, I wouldn't do that shit. Do you like dogs better than cats? Ooh. No, actually, I like them equally, but yeah, I do love the cats. The cats be sassy as fuck. I've always wanted to have a black cat. Maybe it's just because like I remember growing up like watching like shows like Bewitched and what's that other show? Charmed, things like that. I was like, I want a black cat and be all fucking Morticia Adams, fucking spooky ass house. That sounds like a good time, of course. So I would say no. Do you prefer to read than you prefer to watch movies? For me, I like doing both, but yeah, I prefer to watch movies, cuz I like, I like reading a tantalizing book, but yeah, something about watching movies and seeing it live action, it gets me going, man. It gets me going. Are you still wondering why I asked you if you've ever punched a nun? Yeah, that's fucking wild. Do you get starstruck easily? Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, I get starstruck. Like if I, see like let's say it's a someone that I really admire that's like a personality or something. I'm like, oh shit, But like, okay, like for example, I really like Pedro Pascal, right? Like, if I ever had the chance, y'all, to meet Daddy Pedro, as I like to call him, I would fucking faint on the inside, but I would still be professional on the outside, or like Steve Carell. Oh, Steve Carell is so yummy, guys. I just can't get enough of him. No, I'm terrible. And my other favorite daddy, I love Conan O'Brien. He's absolutely hilarious. So yeah, I would get starstruck, but I wouldn't show it on my face because I know, you know, I wouldn't want them to be like annoyed with me or something. Do you hate going to big parties and social gatherings? Yeah, I don't like. Here's the thing, guys. I just don't like being around a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, I love talking to people. I wouldn't do this shit if I didn't like talking to people and interacting like that. But at the same time, it's like I just like small parties and small events. Like, when you're an empath and you got all these people, and then you're like feeling like the energy of all of that, it can be a lot, like for sure. It can be. So I would say no. Is your favorite part of your birthday receiving hell yeah, I like getting presents. Fuck yeah. Seriously though, have you ever punched a nun? Like, bam, 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 right in the face. No, no, I have not. Yes, I did. That was funny as fuck. Did you say what the fuck in your head or even aloud? Yeah, I did. That was funny as fuck. I like how this game is so fixated on punching nuns. Are you are you now eager to somehow get the opportunity to punch a nun sometime soon? Not really. If there's a hell, do you think you're going to it? That's a good question. Because, see, here's the thing, guys. I've been gothic ish most of my life, and anybody knows that if you're a goth or you're just into alternative, like, subcultures like that, like, people tell you that sometimes. They're like, you're going to hell wearing all that black, looking all fucking evil, And it's like, no, I'm not evil. I actually like Labubus, La boo boo, la boo la boo, la boo boo. It's like I like Labubus and cozy gaming, but as soon as you say sometimes that you're a horror fan or you like those type of movies, people are like, yeah, you're gonna go to hell. I just want to let you know you're gonna burn in the deepest pits. It's like, oh my gosh, I like little boo boos. It's like I like being cozy and comfortable. But yeah, I think sometimes people think that too because of what I like and stuff. So yeah, I think I probably will go to hell. Probably. Do you enjoy fantasy fiction games? Yeah, I do actually. Anything that's like, oh my god. Should I admit this on a live stream? No, that's horrible. Um, do you masturbate frequently? Like, okay, this is a game of honesty. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, I do. I think it's totally fine to have self pleasure for yourself, because it's like, okay, how are you going to be romantic with someone if you don't know your own body and like what turns you on, your fantasies, those type of things. So yeah, I talk about like fantasies and fun stuff like that. Like I like, for example, like I enjoy like the daddy romances and the like BDSM romances. Those are fun. So it's like, if it is a part of who you are, your partner will like you for that, and you should not be ashamed of what turns you on and those type of things. But that's just me though. Okay, so are you wondering what constitutes as frequently? Yes, I do. We're just whoring it up today, guys. Are you more are you more than slightly uncomfortable right now? Not really. I like that stuff doesn't bother me. Is your mouth dry? Yeah, it's very fucking dry. Does profanity make you feel uncomfortable? Nah, I don't give a fuck. No, I'm playing. That's horrible. Do you believe in legendary beasts such as the Loch Ness monster or Bigfoot? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, if I believe in ghosts and the supernatural and the spirit world, like, why the fuck not? Nah, I mean, like, I'm sure there are beastly fucking creatures out here and uh, scary shit. No, but yeah, I do believe that, because it's like if I believe in ghosts and all that shit, like, yeah, of course, I would think Bigfoot and all that shit's out there. I'm sure. I'm sure they are. Are you poor with money management? Yeah, I'm a shopping whore. I like to shop a lot. I've learned now how to save, because you know yeah, guys, do not become a victim of consumerism. It's not a good thing. Buy what you need. Not don't buy out of expectation to like keep up with the Joneses. It's not recommended, my friends. It's not. So yeah, I need to get better with that. Oh, interesting. Okay. Choose one of these numbers that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Okay, let me give myself a second here. And this is what they call intuitively like feeling. So let me see what I feel intuitively right now. Ah, 11. Let's go with that. Choose one of these colors that you or choose one of these colors that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Okay, let's see. Let's see. See, feeling intuitively means that you're feeling energetically in your body what is resonating with you. So let me do this. Okay, so purple. Yeah, I like purple. That's understandable. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Okay, let's see. Ah, plagued. That sounds great. I look like I haven't slept in 2,000 years. I'm so tired, guys. Oh, no, that's horrible. Alright, choose one of these words that, that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Alright, here we go. Take a deep breath. See what resonates. Divine. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, we're choosing more words. I think we're towards the end of this. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, let's see. Yeah, strength. Strength definitely resonates. Do you enjoy solving mathematical puzzles? No, I don't. Fucking math and me, doesn't work. Nah. Do you speak more than one language fluently? I really need to learn another language. I would love to learn. There's this really cool language. It's called Old Norse, I found out they actually have books for that. You guys will find out, like, I am so obsessed with, like, Norse, like, spirituality and, like, Norse mythology. It's some really epic and cool ass stuff, guys. I'll have to do a whole episode talking about just Norse spirituality and why I fucking love it and all that. But no, I don't speak another language. Have you ever visited a country other than your own? No, I have not. Maybe someday when, I don't know, I have fucking money. Yes, I enjoy fucking coffee. I mean, that's why I have this coffee cup in my hand right now. Fuck yeah. Do you believe in demons? Yeah, demons are really fucking real, man. And they're scary as fuck, guys. Like, I've read of, like, stories of, people encountering shit like that, and yeah, they're fucking scary. So yeah, I do believe. And yeah, angels, yeah, angels to me are definitely real. Yeah, oh, so lovely and peaceful and gushy. I love reading about angels. Like, I was so obsessed, guys, growing up with that show too. Touched by an Angel, really good shit. Yeah, I'm definitely afraid of sharks. Have you seen Jaws? Jaws, y'all. Hell, do I prefer baths over showers? Not really. Baths, it's like, I don't know, you get all that dirt on you. And yeah, I prefer showers. I like that water glistening on my ugly ass body. No, I'm horrible. No, I prefer showers. Showers are nice. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here, guys. Thank you so much, my spookily ghouls, my shamanic baddies. We'll be back for part 4. Excuse me here, guys. Indigestion is a biatch. But we'll be back, guys, for more shamanic goth. Until next time, my lovely ghouls, embrace the creative chaos.